What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as DueDEX, our tool that we use to short cryptocurrency. We're also specifically going to be looking at these cryptocurrencies in reference to the way this market has been moving the past couple of days, specifically focusing in on what exactly is happening today, as well as what I do plan on expecting to see happen to the market in the next couple of days approaching, because as we know, the markets have hit some sort of stabilization, consolidation, uncertainty. You can see the past couple of days, these massive wicks are forming on all of the cryptocurrencies practically, and this within itself does mean that there is going to be some sort of big move coming yet again. Now, as we know, the markets have been going haywire crazy in relevance to a bear market, and it isn't safe to say just yet that we are going to proceed lower or see a bump higher. So that is what we're going to be discussing in today's episode and focusing on. Obviously, if that is interesting to you guys, definitely make sure to watch to the end. There's a ton of information that you don't want to miss. And if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way you guys can basically have a one-on-one conversation with me, join the movement, get any updates in the market and things like that, or if you just want to have a good old conversation. I am definitely interested in hearing your guys' opinion. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So I am on my YouTube channel right now, and you can see yesterday's video we discussed that XRP Ripple looks to be bottoming out, and we may anticipate a big movement to the upside. That is what we're going to continue off of, and huge shout out to everybody subscribing. We're at 14.3K on our way to 15,000 subs, which is a huge milestone, and I will be doing a giveaway at 20,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button. Otherwise, to jump into the market, as you guys know, there is just crazy stuff going on, not even relevant to cryptocurrency. As we know, the governor of New York State just closed down all gyms, bars, and like restaurants and casinos, which is absolutely crazy, because for those of you that know, I am a gym fitness fanatic, so I really do have to figure out what I'm going to be doing with all this extra time I'll have. So any ideas, definitely leave it down below in the comments. Otherwise, you guys can see clearly the market is definitely in another uncertainty pattern. We're starting to see the markets dip about 5 to 7%, which is honestly very interesting, but for the most part, we are hitting some sort of consolidation. Markets are trading sideways, volume has subsided, and we're seeing this sideways movement, and as we know, every single time we see sideways movement, it usually ends in a big burst of volume. So that is what we're going to be covering in today's video. As you guys know, the markets are once again doing exactly what we discussed in yesterday's episode, so I do want to continue off of that basis. Just to start off, let's look at Litecoin right now. So just a quick recap, you can see the past couple of weeks we had a lot of sideways trading, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of sideways movement. Volume practically died, and it was basically going to make a big explosion in volume. We were deciding whether or not we would be breaking bullish or bearish. We knew that the volume was coming, but we didn't know which way it would break. Now, in reference to that, we decided to set up two positions: a buy long with a breach above about $65, we would enter bullish, and a breach below the $57 support, we would break bearish, and we would short the market and capitalize off of that. Huge shout out to everybody supporting my Patreon, by the way. We're about to hit 60 patrons, which is absolutely amazing. And for those of you that don't know or haven't already subscribed, Patreon is the way to basically get all of my positions and trades, live updates, things like that, for what exactly I'm going to be doing in markets like this. Instead of sharing it on YouTube, I thought Patreon was a great way to get that information out to you guys as quickly as possible, because as we know, the market is very time sensitive. And if you did want to know more, it is linked in the description, so definitely make sure to check that out. And once again, huge shout out to everybody supporting the channel by doing so. But in reference to this big movement, you guys can see the past week we had a lot of sideways trading. You can see in reference to today, once again, a lot of sideways trading, very little movement. We have a lot of uncertainty, a lot of big candle wicks forming, but we don't really have any major burst just yet. This ultimately means that with this sideways trading and the price is staying fairly stagnant in between resistance of 39 and support at 34, there is going to be another big major burst of volume. It's just a matter of when and playing the cards right. So moving on to Bitcoin, you can see the same exact thing is happening. Yesterday we had a huge wick and spike of uncertainty shooting us up to the $6,000 resistance, and vice versa. We dropped today, dropping all the way down to 43 86, but ultimately opening up some sort of support and resistance. We know that we are getting sandwiched in between a support of 54.54 and a resistance of 54.54 and a support at 5,037. So that leaves us to a couple of things that I will be letting you guys know on Patreon. My idea right now, but I'll be more precise on my Patreon, is that if we break with the resistance of $6,000, there's a very high chance we're going to shoot all the way up to our recent high-low middle moving average at 84, probably hit this resistance closer to $8,100, but we will see a big leap in the price. On the other hand, if we break below strong enough the $49.70 support, we are going to drop. Now, here's where my mind is. We have broken through here before, and we don't want this to fill an order that's due for short and then consolidate all the way back up. So to play it conservatively, like you guys know I am, I would set a position closer to $4,400. If we break the $4,400 resistance, maybe close it at 43 just to be safe. If we can break through the $4,300 and breach that support, there is a very good chance we'll stumble even lower. I don't want to even discuss or fathom how much lower we'll go, but if the time does come, we'll obviously readjust the markets, look at our previous historical points of support, and figure out how low we would potentially be going. Now, if that happens, I'll update you guys obviously very rapidly, but if we don't, we'll be potentially swinging to the upside, breaking volume and resistance closer to the $6,100 or $6,200 resistance, and we could see that rally all the way up to 86. How am I doing this? I know a lot of you guys have been asking me in the comments and shooting me DMs. It is shorting. That's why I use DueDEX. For whatever reason, it's not loading in. My Wi-Fi isn't the best at home. But there are options available. We can do a quick refresh just to see if this stuff loads back in. If not, it is really that simple. Obviously, we have buying long and selling short. And if we use a short position tool and we could put in a limit order, not a market order because we don't want to fulfill this just yet, a limit order lower to $4,200. If we breach 4,200, we can short this all the way down. So we'd literally just type in, most of you guys know this, whatever quantity we wanted. Let's say it's $1,800, and then we would have a limit price and we'd figure out exactly where we want to be buying into, and it's really that simple. We can also use Risk Manager to set up our specific trades 1 to 25. Why don't I have this in yet? Whatever reason, this is not loading in fully, so my leverage isn't there yet. The website is glitching out a little bit. Might have to refresh and sign back in, but otherwise that's pretty much what the tool is used for. If you guys like DueDEX, I know a ton of you guys are signing up. If you do want to help support the channel and receive that sign up bonus, there is a link to that in the description. But that same thing goes with Ethereum. That's happening with Bitcoin and Litecoin. Literally, we're trending in between resistance and support. We're in this channel now. Same thing goes with XRP. XRP is a little bit less of a easy read than the other cryptocurrencies. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum seem to be doing the same thing for the most part. The problem with XRP is XRP, and I'm still trying to fathom this, broke bullish outside of its extremely strong resistance and then toppled over and got right back below it. That's the problem right now. This is an extremely, and I mean extremely strong resistance that has been on XRP for years. I mean 3 years. Now, obviously, it doesn't want to load in. My Wi-Fi is terrible, but you guys get the gist of it. The fact is we are now currently below this resistance, and there's a very good chance we'll stay below this resistance for quite a while, and we'll probably head even lower with XRP. That's a problem. You know, hopefully you guys realize that, but that's a problem for those hodling this. Now, DueDEX doesn't offer support for shorting XRP, so my main focus is going to be on Bitcoin. And if we do break below these resistances, we are probably going to head lower with a significant drop. So all in all, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's episode, guys. As you guys know, there's been a ton of crazy stuff happening right now. There's a ton of different things that could be impacting the market. We have the crazy virus going on. We have stocks dropping. We have crypto dropping. Ton of different reasons. The great thing is with this conservative trading method that I have pretty much implemented, we're basically going to wait this out. That's our best option moving forward. We're going to wait out the movements. We're going to wait until a pattern forms. We're starting to see that pattern right now. We're starting to see the sideways trading. Eventually, this may ultimately lead to another big movement in volume that I do plan on expecting. And if ultimately we do break these resistances or supports, we will end with a big volume rush. And I'll obviously update you guys very quickly. Now, otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember, follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.